Do you know that an entire city was sentenced to death because of one mistake? Do you know that an entire European city was sentenced to near annihilation because of one medical error and a scientific misunderstanding that lasted for centuries? It is the story of the Black Death, the epidemic that changed the face of Europe and the world in the Middle Ages. In the 14th century AD, Europe was living a crowded life inside narrow cities, without sewage systems, and without a real understanding of diseases. People believed that disease was transmitted because of bad air or divine wrath, and the concept of germs did not yet exist. In 1347, merchant ships arrived at the ports of Italy from the east, and on board were 6 sailors showing strange symptoms: painful black swellings, high fever, internal bleeding, then quick death within a few days. The disease quickly spread like wildfire and began to claim lives by the millions. Entire cities disappeared. Villages were emptied of their inhabitants, and streets were filled with corpses without anyone to bury them. But the fatal mistake was in the way the disease was handled. Instead of actually isolating the infected, some cities resorted to expelling the patients outside the walls, which contributed to the spread of the epidemic in the neighboring villages. Other cities closed their doors completely, and people died inside them of hunger and disease without any help. Doctors at that time used primitive methods of treatment, such as cutting veins, burning herbs, or wearing strange masks filled with aromatic herbs, believing that they protected against poisonous air. But all of that did not prevent the disaster. Florence, for example, lost nearly half its population in a short period. In some areas, almost 2/3 of the population died, a number unprecedented in history. The tragedy was not only health-related, but also social. Families collapsed, agriculture stopped, the economy collapsed, and chaos and fear spread, and people began to doubt the church and the scholars, because no one had a real answer. But despite the disaster, the Black Death changed the course of history. The shortage of labor raised the value of the average person, and demands for rights began, which later paved the way for the beginning of the Renaissance and the change in the social structure in Europe. The story of the Black Death reminds us that a single error in scientific understanding may cost humanity millions of lives, and that ignorance is sometimes more dangerous than the disease itself. Did you know? Sometimes, it is not only epidemics that kill us, but also the way we deal with them.